Hi, I'm Em, and today I'm excited to share with you 5 updos in celebration of the military letting women wear their hair in ponytails and braids. For this hairstyle, you want your hair to go straight back, so you're not going to have a definitive part. Then for this hairstyle, it's also going to be dividing your hair into 3 sections. So for the first section, I like to start up near the top of my temple. And I just use my fingers to part my hair. Then you're going to want to take one of the clear ponyos and put a pony on it. So it looks like this. So then, I don't like to see the ponyo, so I do this cool trick where I hide the ponyo with hair. So watch. I take a small strand of hair and I wrap it around the ponyo. I wrap it maybe 3 times to hide it. And then you'll take a bobby pin and grab that small little piece of hair. As a tip, I like to wrap the hair once around the bobby pin and then you just sort of pin it up. So that looks like that. So next, we're gonna do the second section of hair. So this one, it's kind of down right above your ears. And when you grab this section, you're gonna grab the hair that was in the top section as well. So it looks like this. And we're gonna take another clear ponyo and tie this section together. So now that looks like that. And now we're gonna take another small piece of hair and hide that ponyo. So now we're gonna take our final clear ponyo and encapsulate the rest of the hair. Now for hiding this one, you're just gonna need to take a piece of hair from the ponytail itself. I would go from the bottom. And voila! So for this hairstyle, you will want your hair in a center part. So we're going to use our small comb with a pointy end. You only need to do the center part on the top of your head. And then you want to brush it out. So now you'll need a clear ponyo. And you're going to take one chunk of hair on one side and put it in the clear ponyo. So I like to use my finger to part it, and I want to start about mid-temple and not go very far. So it's just a small chunk of hair. And I need to brush it out with my comb and put it in the ponytail. And you want to go kind of a little further back. You could also do this with little clips or bobby pins, but I want to use a small clear ponyo today. And now we're gonna do the other side. So it looks like that. But we need to put it into a ponytail. Perfect. Awesome. So now we're gonna do what's called a bubble braid, which it's a very easy braid to do. It's not really a braid at all. You will need a lot of ponyos. So for the bubble braid, you're gonna pinch your ponytail, however big of a section you want your bubble to be. And you're gonna put the second ponyo at that point. Now this is important. To get the shape of the braid, you want the ponyo to sort of go down. Like that. You want the circle to be facing downwards, not out. So it looks like that. And now you're gonna take pieces of your hair and sort of expand them to create a bubble shape. Sort of like that. And now we're going to do it with another ponyo for the next section. Like that. This hairstyle will be a center part just on the top of your head. You don't need to go down the back of your head. Now for this hairstyle, you'll need to have a ponytail ready, as well as quite a few bobby pins. First, we're going to take one side of our hair, and we're going to pull it forward. You can use a brush for this. You're going to pull all of the hair on the top of the head forward into our face. Next, you're going to take your fingers and pinch a tiny bit of hair up at the top of your head, and you're going to start curling. Whichever way I'm going, like if I'm going this way, I want to go back. And you want to keep adding in hair as you're doing this. Now a tricky part of this is making sure the hair up here doesn't poof out. You want it to stay flat. Another tricky part is managing the swirl so it doesn't go like a worm. You want it to go sort of straight. Now when you're doing this, you want to be very tight. It's like you're rolling a sleeping bag. You need to squeeze all the air out of the swirl. And when you get down low, you take your clip it in place. Now you gotta do the other side. Okay, so now both sides are done. This side's coming loose. You need to act quickly. You're gonna gather both of them together into one ponytail. So we're gonna take 1,000,000 bobby pins, and you're going to periodically sort of retwist and slip the bobby pin in following the swirl so it doesn't poke out. And then we're gonna move farther down, re-swirl, insert the bobby pin like a needle into a vein. The purpose of putting the bobby pins in here is to attempt to get the swirl to stay throughout the day. You may need to put more bobby pins in the swirl throughout the day. Okay, so now we're going to attack the ponytail and do a fun swirl in the ponytail. Because both of the swirls are going backwards when they meet, it's perfect for your ponytail to go up and through. So how we're gonna do this is you have to loosen the ponytail and then create a hole where you can stick the ponytail through. So watch closely. And now you're gonna flip the ponytail with your finger up and through the hole. Like that. And then you can pull it tight. So for this hairstyle, you want your hair to go straight back. First, we're going to grab a section of our hair at the top. For this braid, I like to start at the very top of my head. So I take my 2 fingers to part the section of hair, and I like to start right at the tips of my ears and go straight up to meet each other. So you want to divide this section of hair into 3 equal sections. One on this side, one in the middle, and one on the other side. You want to feel to make sure they're even. So for a Dutch braid, you want to take the outer piece of hair and move it under the center piece into the new center. And repeat that. So you could just keep going like this, you know, taking each outer piece and putting it into the center, taking each outer piece and putting it into the center, alternating the whole way down. But we have all this hair laying flat against our head that we want to bring up into this braid. So we're going to take the next piece to go. This next piece is going to go under, and we're just going to let it fall. And then we're going to take our finger and grab some more hair that's just down on our head to meet with the original piece that we just let fall. And that whole piece just goes under. And then you sort of pull all the pieces tight. And then we're gonna do the other side. So take your finger, grab a section of hair, bring it up to meet the original piece. Make sure it's smooth. And it goes under into the middle. Now, you're just gonna keep going like that down your head. Now, once all the hair that was down is now up in the braid, but you're not quite at the end yet, you want to go maybe 1 or 2 pieces tucked in more, and then you want to take a ponyo and ponyo it right there. We're not done. This is just a holding spot. You could use a clip as well. So this is a pretty tight braid right now. However, if you want it to be more loose and flowery, what you're going to do is you're going to take your fingers and pinch parts of the braid and gently pull them out. I like to call them the petals of the braid. As you get close down to where the ponyo is, it's very loose and there's really no point to pulling out the petals. That's when you know it's time to finish the braid. So you're gonna just keep Dutch braiding it down to the end. Now if you have lots of layers, like me, you're not going to be able to go all the way down to the end of the braid. You're going to have an inch or 2 of straight hair at the bottom. And then you can continue pulling the petals out. Like that. So for this hairstyle, I like to do a side part. So we'll take our comb with a pointy end and choose whichever side you prefer. Now, on the side that is bigger, I like to take an inch wide chunk in the center of the hair and separate it from the rest. Now, for this little chunk of hair, we're going to French braid it. So we want to first separate it into 3 equal parts. And then we're gonna French braid. So with the Dutch braid, you go under into the middle. With the French braid, we're going to take the outer pieces over into the middle. Take the outer edges over into the middle. Now with some French braids, you can bring the hair that is laying down on your head up into the braid. But for this braid, we don't want to do that. We just want to keep going with the 3 strands that we were working with originally. Now, to keep this braid from unraveling while you work on the rest of your hair, you could put a ponyo in it, you could put a clip in it. I'm gonna put a bobby pin in it. And then we're just sort of gonna let it fall. So now we're gonna put our hair into a ponytail. Okay, and when your hair is smooth and in a ponytail, before you put the ponyo on, you wanna put the braid in. This is very simple. You're just doing the same braid, just on your ponytail now. Separate it into 3 equal parts. And then bring the outside in. Outside in. And when you get maybe an inch from the bottom, or depending on your layers, however long it takes for your layers to start falling out, then you'll just put your ponytail in. Just like that.